All right, so I see here that she stabbed your bag several times. No. According to the police report, it says that she started cutting up your bag. All right, why did you cut your boyfriend with a knife?
We were into an altercation and I didn't intentionally do it.
Why have you not been successful on previous probations? Because I see that you've been on probation in
Yes,
Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes.
In today's court case, the victim wanted relief for the attacker who stabbed her in back. The attacker was his own girlfriend. Then Judge Boyd saw her past reports and denied probation.
Court is calling 2023 CR 6843, State of Texas versus Latasha Jenkins. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Seal Landers to the state.
Defense.
Rafael Leal for Latasha Jenkins.
And are you Ms. Jenkins?
Yes, ma'am.
You entered a plea of no contest on December 5th. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is silent on your application. They're taking in consideration 2022 CR 3280. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I call Andre Carruthers to stand.
All right. Carruthers? Deputy Laura, we have a witness. All right, Mr. Carruthers, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Andre Carruthers.
All right, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. How do you spell your last name?
Corrothers.
And what is the type of your relationship to Latasha Jenkins?
My boyfriend.
Right? And are you the complainant in this case?
Yes, sir.
And and this is the incident that occurred May 5th, 2023, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand the accusation and the offense that Miss
Oh, just 1 second
Jenkins.
off the record for a moment. Excuse me. If y'all could move down to this end. All right, you may continue, counsel.
Thank you. And you know the charge that Miss Jenkins is facing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and it's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir.
And she has applied for the deferred adjudication, which means a type of probation that there will be no conviction if she follows the guidelines and does not commit any other offenses or comes up positive with drugs.
Yes, sir.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And are you opposed to Ms. Jenkins getting probation?
Am I against it?
Are you against it?
No, sir.
Okay, so you are in support of that?
Yes, sir.
And there is also a provision perhaps that the court may impose that there will be no contact with you if she's granted probation. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I was told.
And do you oppose the contact order?
Yeah.
And do you oppose no injurious or hazardous contact? Are you in favor of that? Which means
Yes.
the two of you or she cannot have or give you any kind of injury or
Yes,
or be a hazard to your health.
Yes, sir.
You think that would be okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And concerning the incident, what type of injury did you receive?
It was like a scratch.
Scratch?
It was like a scratch.
So there was nothing else besides that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Were you two on drugs at the time?
Yes, sir.
What type of drugs were you doing?
Man,
And she cannot be having, if you two are in contact with each other, she cannot be having or be using drugs. Would you be able to support that, given that you're also a drug user?
yes.
Are you still using
Against
drugs?
it. No, sir.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Are you still using drugs? Yes or no?
No, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am.
Passed away. Did you?
All right, any questions?
No question, Chairman.
All right, so I see here that she stabbed your bag several times. No. According to the police report, it says that she started cutting up your bag.
Did I know?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes,
I call Natasha Jenkins to stand.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Natasha Jenkins.
All right, defense.
Ms. Jenkins, you applied for a type of probation known as deferred adjudication probation, is that correct?
Yes,
And that is a type of probation that if you do not comply with the requirements of that community supervision, deferred adjudication, the judge has the full range, if you violate a condition, the full range of punishment, anywhere from as low as 2 or up to 20 years. Are you aware of that?
yes,
Okay, do you intend to abide by the conditions of probation that the court may impose?
yes, sir.
And why do you think that is the case?
Because I'm changing I sat in Dare County for almost a year and I completed successfully classes. Got certificates. I got recommendations from the teachers in unlock programs for the outside community to better be successful with my mental health and my substance abuse and me, period.
And the programs that you completed, are those included in Defense Exhibit 1? Do you recognize Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir.
And Exhibit 1 consists of 8 pages of certificates covering the different programs that you attended.
Yes, sir.
And that includes anger management, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And also therapy groups
Yes, sir.
and Microsoft Word
Yes, sir.
and Excel
Yes, sir.
and exhibit number 2, what is that?
The letter to the judge Boyd from Lisa Rodriguez, the unlock program.
Okay, and what type of program is the online program?
They help you with any classes that you need that the court orders for you. They help you with the fees. It's for continuing care. It's a reentry program. They help you with anything that you need to help me get back on my SSI, get my SSI started again. And to get me with a part-time job, whatever SSI allows me to work outside of SSI.
In few words, is that they help you to reintegrate yourself to society?
Yes,
Okay. I offered exhibit 1 and exhibit 2 for,
Any objection?
No, Your Honor. State has reviewed these.
All right, then defense exhibit 1. And defense exhibit number 2 is admitted into evidence.
now, prior to this incident, were you on SSI
yes,
and were you also working part-time?
yes.
And what do you intend to do, or what are your plans if the judge were to grant you a deferred invitation?
Get back on my SSI and would continue a part-time job that SSI allowed you to work and maintain my mental health.
What type of mental health illness do you suffer from?
Bipolar and PTSD.
And were you on medication at the time of this incident?
No,
Okay, and are you on medication now?
yes,
Okay. And do you have a place to stay
yes,
if you were granted probation?
yes,
And where would that be?
my brother's house.
And does he know that that's what you're planning to live?
Yes, he's been supportive for me since I've been in the there.
Do you have any children?
No.
That's the way to do
Any questions?
So you're-
All right, why did you cut your boyfriend with a knife?
We were into an altercation and I didn't intentionally do it. When I like pulled it out, it nicked it. It was like a scratch that was gone like within maybe minutes.
All right, why were you cutting up his bag?
I don't remember cutting his bag up. I don't remember that at all, cutting the bag.
All right. Why have you not been successful on previous probations? Because I see that you've been on probation in
Yes,
Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes. I was in Des Moines, Iowa. My mother died. My husband went to federal prison. My brother left state. I was the only one there. I had no support system there. And I was like going house to house. I like couldn't maintain employment.
What is the escape?
Oh, it wasn't escape. It was dropped from escape. I left from the place that they sent me to after I got out of jail. It was a involuntary absence. That's what they dropped it.
No, and where did they place you after you were released from custody?
It was like a halfway house
Okay. And you left without permission?
on Sunday.
And then, so that's from 2007. And then 2011, you were placed on probation again and revoked. And all of this is out of Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes,
Then in Knoxville, Illinois, you were revoked from probation there as well.
Knoxville, Iowa.
No, it says Knoxville, Illinois, Marion County.
Yeah, that's Iowa.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then Hamilton County, Illinois.
Iowa. I don't know why they put Illinois.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And then Dallas County.
Yeah, that's Iowa too. Iowa was just a bad area. Since I left there, I have been so much better. Like I was like, my life was not great there at all. I had no support there. Like I said, like my mother died, my brother left town, my husband went to federal prison. My life was just not great there. That's why I left there and came up here and lived
All right.
and
Well,
started my life.
I've read defense, I've read all your exhibits and I've read your letter
Yes, ma'am.
from Ms. Rodriguez. I appreciate you presenting these to me because it gives me a chance to know the person that's before me. And I also am taking in consideration the testimony of Mr. Carruthers. However, I don't think you'll be a good candidate for probation. So I'm going to find you guilty. There's to be no contact with Andre Carruthers, Tiffany Sansom, Sansom. There's affirmative finding of family violence, taken in consideration 2022 CR 3280. I'll sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I've actually given you less than what was requested. And there's also an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I've actually given you less than what you bargained for. And because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and also an affirmative finding of deadly weapon and a conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Ms. Jenkins, good luck to you, okay?
And is it possible if I get my 2-for-1?
You'll have to, here's what people don't understand. 2 for 1, 3 for 1. The court is not in charge with that.
Oh.
It's whatever institution you're at, they're in charge of what credit they give you. What I can tell you, you will at least be receiving time for every day that you've been in jail. And whether they want to give you good time credit or not, that's dependent on the institution. But if there's an issue, for example, let's say hypothetically, you've been in jail for 50 days. If you feel like you're not getting credit for those entire 50 days, then your attorney can come back. But if you want 100 days or 150 days, that's something with the institution. It's not something that I can give you. All right, good luck to you. Diana. Who's this? And I'm going to see about them giving.
Latasha Jenkins stood before the court facing a serious charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after an incident involving her boyfriend. The victim, Mr. Crothers, actually took the stand to support her, downplaying the stabbing as a scratch and admitting they were both using drugs during the altercation. He even asked the judge to let them stay in contact. It was a bold strategy, but Judge Boyd wasn't buying the "it was just a scratch" defense, especially since the police report mentioned a bag being sliced up too. While Latasha tried to highlight her recent success in jailhouse rehabilitation programs and her struggle with mental health, her long history of failing probation in multiple states came back to haunt her. Judge Boyd acknowledged her efforts but remained firm, noting that her past performance made her a poor candidate for supervision. In a swift conclusion, she found Latasha guilty and sentenced her to 3 years in prison, ending the hearing with a stern reminder that the court doesn't control 2-for-1 time credits.